So, good evening and welcome to the November 20th, 2019 regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Library Trustees. It is now approximately 6:04 p.m. and I'm calling this meeting to order. Starting to my left, once again, we'll start our roll call of attendance.
Melanie Manheim.
Layla Johnston.
Kendra Levesque.
Diane Tiago.
David Boucher.
And Cindy McNaught.
This meeting is being audio and videotaped for future broadcasts on LCAT. And our first order of business is the minutes of October 16th meeting.
Hi. Sorry I'm late.
Oh, you are
I've been
here.
driving for 4 hours.
Oh,
Jeez.
all right. So we'll let you catch
Didn't
your
want
breath.
to miss it.
No, we didn't want to miss you. There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you need a pen? Should I get you a pen?
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
I think
Great, thank you.
Well, everybody has pens now.
yeah. We learned from you.
Sorry.
So for
Michael,
the minutes,
we're about to go over the minutes of October 16th. And I just double checking with everybody. Did you have an opportunity to take a look at the minutes before you came?
Chairman, if I may have the floor. Hi. What you have in front of you for the minutes, I noticed a minor mistake on my part. So if I did make the correction, and that's what I'd like to pass around to the board right now. So I deleted one line item for under the director's report. It was under financial report. Since there was none, that whole line, that one line item got deleted.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's what this copy is. That's the only change on that, just to know.
Thank you. So excluding that, is there any other edits or anything else that might need to be changed? All right.
Do you want to
Do I-
sign the this copy then, Melanie, or do you have a different?
I have one for
Great.
you, if everything.
Thank you.
Do I have a motion to accept the minutes of?
Yes, I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of October 16th, 2019.
Okay, do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Okay, and all in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Any opposed? Okay. All right, moving on is our guest opportunity to address the board. And I guess we have, this is first.
Come on forward.
Come on forward and introduce yourselves.
I'm Jack Cooper. I'm just stopping by for my citizenship in the community merit badge. I need to listen in on a town meeting, take notes, and then discuss issues and volunteer to a charitable organization. So this is just the first step. I need to listen to a town meeting.
Welcome.
Well,
Wow,
welcome,
Jack, that's awesome.
welcome. I'm honored that you chose
Chose
the
us.
library trustees.
They're
I
good
really-
library people.
Yeah, that's wonderful. All right, well, thank you, and perhaps you'll have some questions for us later in the evening. Okay, all right, moving on. The director's narrative report, you received that also prior to this meeting. And would you like to?
Thank you. So I do have a brief update on the town manager search. The town manager screening committee, consisting of 7 East Long Meadow citizens, was appointed by Town Council President Kathleen Hill. The committee elected officers at their meeting held on November 13th. There is an agenda for an upcoming meeting of the town manager screening committee posted for November 25th. And there was a little bit more, there's a little lag between when I write this and then when I report to everybody, but there was a little bit more information today at our department head meeting that 8 finalists will be selected by the committee, and then those 8 will be forwarded to town council to select the top 3 for interviews. The process is moving along at a fairly quick pace, yes. They're hoping to be able to conduct the interviews that will be required in an open meeting in the month of December. So I will continue to provide updates on the town manager search process as information becomes available. No building maintenance updates at this time. The 6 hot spots that we discussed at our October meeting are cataloged and they are circulating well. And it appears that having 6 of them is a good amount to both meet the demand, and of course we have our budgetary limitations. But I'm happy that those appear to be very useful to our East Long Meadow public school students. And we'll continue to monitor the situation and ensure that we are able to support the take-home Chromebook program. The second week of December is an event-packed time here at the library. On Tuesday, December 10th at 6 p.m., we will host a very special winter concert, an evening of medieval and Renaissance music with the Harper and the Minstrel, also known as Jay and Abby Michaels. Jay and Abby sing and play a variety of period instruments, including harps, viola da gamba, hammered dulcimer, recorders, rebec, I didn't know what that was, I had to look it up, wooden flutes, Baroque and classical guitars, and bowed psaltery. This concert is made possible by a grant from the East Long Meadow Cultural Council, a local agency which is supported by the Mass Cultural Council, which is a state agency. And the next day, on Wednesday, December 11th, the library will offer an origami program for ages 12 and up. Instructor Janet Yelly from Valley Folders will demonstrate how to create beautiful works of art by folding paper. Ms. Yelly has 30 years experience in paper craft and paper arts. Registration is not required for either of these programs. Anyone who's interested may drop in and participate. And then the next section is the process and procedures for the annual budget process. There was a little bit more information today at our department head meeting today, and that's that they're hoping by the end of December to have a more predictable timeline for the budget for this cycle, to prepare with the uncertainty with the acting town manager and the town manager search committee and so on and so forth. Yeah. The town manager and town council have decided to wait until they have someone permanent in place and will then be given guidelines. But again, the process is all here for you in case anyone is interested and wanted more information about that. And we're all just kind of waiting with the search for the permanent town manager taking place, but shouldn't be too much longer, and I should have more information and have a better idea of the timeline that we'll be following for fiscal 21. Yes.
What time is the origami program? Doesn't say on here.
Oh, I didn't put it on there. You know what? I don't know, but I can go and look right now at the calendar. I think it's at 6 p.m., but I don't want to. Okay. Let me go look. I'll be right back.
And when she comes back, I'm going to have to ask her about a couple of instruments as well, because I don't even know what they are.
No, even if you don't know.
If I don't know, and you guys don't know.
Maybe Jack knows.
Well, you could
maybe.
show up on December 10th and listen to all of them.
That'd be nice.
Right.
And
Yeah, we just.
I might do that.
Yeah, right. A bowed psaltery, is that something like a fiddle of some kind?
I don't know.
Oh, maybe it's a bowed stick. Yes.
Elementary school teacher, what do you think?
Oh, come on.
I know what a guitar is. And a harp.
I know the harp too.
Yeah, okay. All right. Hammered.
The hammered dulcimer, I've heard of that, but I'm not sure what it looks like.
Wow, we're going to have them come just as guests, just
And I
to
have
show
no
it.
idea what a rebec is. I don't know if it's a woodwind or.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, thank God for Google.
Yes,
There's
at
a
6
rebec,
p.m.
it's sort of like a
Okay,
fiddle.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
There's a rebec.
Oh, okay.
I think I might come.
Rebick.
Okay.
So I was saying.
Oh,
there
did
was-
you have to look it up also?
Yes.
You have to look, a lot of them.
There's a couple of them in here
Yeah.
I'm not familiar
I've
with,
heard of
and
a
I asked
hammered
if they.
dulcimer, I just don't know what it looks like.
And,
Should be a delightful
sounds
concert.
like-
Yeah, that
with
sounds
the-
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Are there any questions for the director with regards to her report?
No, can I make a motion that we accept the director's report
Sure.
of November 20th, 2019?
Okay.
I'll second that.
Okay, Michael. Yeah, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. All right. So, our next item on our agenda has to do with the behavioral policy. And Layla, if you would,
Yeah, so this is the top handout here that you have. This is the library's current behavior policy.
Yep.
And I did include examples from other area libraries, ways that they have their behavior policy formulated and written and updated. Forbes in Northampton. We also have Wilbraham, Stores in Longmeadow, and the Westfield Athenaeum. And so,
I don't have stores. It's on the back, right?
here you go. Wilbraham's doesn't have a label at the top, I don't think. 'Cause some of,
Does it just say behavior policy?
yes, that's Wilbraham.
Okay. And I don't have, oh yeah, I do have one here in stores. So this is what.
But so, you know, it's up to the chair how the board wants to embark on revising this policy. I don't know if the chair wants to put together a committee or have everyone review it all together. You know, it's really up to all of you, what procedure you want to follow. Looks like it was last updated in 2014.
yeah, it's definitely time to take a look at it, that's for sure.
2014.
Did everybody have the time to read the different policies before you came here tonight? Or, you know, did everybody,
I read one of them.
okay,
I read them, but I kind of scanned through them.
okay,
That was it.
all right.
I've been out of town for a week.
You sure? So, I'm going to say, and I'm thinking that everybody needs to read the other policies
and see.
and to jot down some notes that you think, that you see in others' policies that you'd like
To see in ours.
to possibly include in this without getting, because some of them I read, you know, an awful lot. It may pertain to our library, it may be just specific to their library,
Exactly.
you know? And also, Layla, since you're here on a day-to-day operation, I mean, I certainly would want your input as far as what you feel is a good item to include or expand upon.
I definitely think that the trustees should consider adding a prohibition against weapons.
Oh, yeah.
Almost every area library does specifically state, and I had a couple of conversations with Chief DeLessio about including a specific prohibition against weapons. That's the one that really stands out, that
Yeah.
we would want to be in line with what other public buildings are doing. Similar with the security with the door
Right.
that we talked about. You know, it's not to be critical, it's just to bring us up to date with, you know, current times.
Right.
Some policies were very specific, because I looked at a great number more than just these four.
Sure.
Some of them were so specific down to prohibiting nunchucks,
Oh.
clubs. I don't think we need to be
They listed them.
They
need to be
listed
quite
everywhere.
that detailed.
Yeah.
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 But you know, just a general.
My grandson, one of the kids brought a bullet to school and he got expelled.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah,
recently?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I that's definitely something that
Yeah.
needs to be included.
See, and I wouldn't even think
And that
about
might
bullets,
not have even
but-
been in with nunchucks.
Yeah.
You know? Who would think,
Um,
a bullet?
Yeah, but that's just the weapon, weapons, and the police chief is in agreement, and couldn't think of any local ordinances or bylaws that would prevent the board from doing that, so. That would be just something to consider, as you're looking at these documents and updating and thinking,
Given the advances in technology,
Mhm.
like, playing games on your phone and with the computers here and everything else, have you noticed any sort of disruptive behavior or anything tied to technology? I mean, I can just imagine one kid's playing and a bunch of kids are gathering around, they're all talking, looking over his shoulder. Is there any loud behavior, anything that you'd like to?
Well, I wouldn't say that it's anything to do with technology per se. We have a very active group of middle schoolers that come to the library after school, and they're using the library, and we're very happy that they're here. We're very happy that they're here. But sometimes the design of the building does facilitate the noise carrying from middle schoolers congregating in the cafe, carrying up to the second floor. Those kind of noise activities are a little bit more prevalent here than specifically anything with the technology question.
But nothing that you think we should address?
Well, we have a separate cell phone policy, and so I guess I would need a little bit more information on what you're looking for with that.
Do we have a separate children left alone?
Yes, we have a separate safe child.
Yes, unattended children.
But we do, isn't
I
it
thought
child
we did.
safety? Child safety. But I don't think it would hurt, and I'm just tossing this out for next time. I think it would also
Put it
just
in here as well.
is that if there's parents are responsible for the behavior and supervision
Right.
of their children and may be liable for any damage caused by their children, just as more of a reminder kind of thing. And that's all.
To not go into a lot of detail
No.
in this policy,
You know,
since we have
Sure.
one that covers it, but just so people are aware
Yeah.
that if you drop your children
Yeah.
off unattended, they're not going to be watched over necessarily.
Yeah, it would never hurt, and that's a good example of something that can be updated and included in here, and as long as it is consistent with the other Safe Child policy, it never hurts to have an additional reminder.
Right.
And I think other libraries did do that, and they had another link to
yes.
another
Policy,
that
yeah.
policy within that
Yeah.
particular
Yeah,
library.
trust me, I didn't make this up. This was something that that I saw from one of these that
Well,
she
that's why
forwarded
it's
to
good
it,
to
and so
go
forth. And that's
over.
why it's good to compare and see what you'd like to.
That was
Pull
it was a
from-
big problem
Yeah.
at one point
Yeah,
with unattended
yeah,
children.
let's,
Yeah.
It's kind of like don't.
And that's
reinvent
every
the wheel,
library.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
of course it is.
So anything that another library has, it's like, don't reinvent the wheel type of
Exactly.
thing. And if you think it would be worthwhile
Exactly.
to clarify some of the behaviors, what we accept versus what we don't accept type of thing, and lay it out, I think that would be great.
One thing I did notice in Wilbraham's is that they said to smoking including e-cigarettes.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
just have smoking, and then they also included chewing tobacco.
Yes.
I kind of like that.
Yeah.
It was,
You like
I
chewing
saw,
tobacco?
no, that it was put in one of these about, it said, like, no chewing tobacco or gum. So they don't even want gum in there as well.
Well, gum is not good with books.
So what happens is these are the kinds of things that, are in others, and all of us here may want to contribute other ideas to include. And I'd appreciate it if you jot down memos, whether it's in a margin or so forth, with you anyway, for our next meeting. And we can toss some of those ideas around, and then we can maybe have, if we get it nailed down, then we can kind of write it up, draft the policy, and then vote to accept it. All right, all right.
Sounds
That
good.
sound good to
Sounds good.
everybody?
That's good to know.
Oh, good. All right. I'm glad you pulled this out. In fact, I think, I don't know who, but somebody had brought it to my attention as well, having to do with the e-cigarettes and vaping.
Yeah,
It's
but,
such a,
I
it's
mean,
such
that
a,
wasn't even an issue 5 years ago.
no, that, you know, so that's why it's important to go through the policies and read them, because they do need to be brought up to date. Like I said, in this world, it's fast moving. And I'll admit, I'm left in the dust on a lot of stuff, but, you know, we have to keep up with the times. All right. Okay. Is there any old business that you can think of? And the only thing I could think of, and it's not really so much our old business, but I just wanted to remind people, I don't know if 2 months ago, and I can't believe it was 2 months ago, we had a guest, and it was Connie Broaders, and she was talking about the new, you know, working on a master plan. And so I just wanted to remind everybody, I mean, that's a big project that they're undertaking, but they're going to have another public meeting session on December 3rd at 6 p.m. It'll take place in the school committee room in the East Long Meadow High School.
What time, 6:30?
It says 6.
6. In what room?
The school committee room. You know where the school committee room is?
I have no idea.
It's in the back of the high school building.
Okay.
Do you know where the
Yeah,
superintendent's
I
office is?
think I know where it is.
Yeah, it's right next
You're
door to
there.
the superintendent's office. And if you can't attend, like she said, if you want to put something in writing, you certainly can, you know, send it to her attention, which is Constance dot Broaders, BRAWDERS at eastlongmeadowma.gov. All right. So I just wanted to remind you of that because that's something that's going to be ongoing and it's very important for our town and all of us living here. And the next order of business has to do with the Friends. And I was invited to their last meeting, and their last meeting took place, let's see, what did I do? Took place this past November, the 4th of November. And they have their meeting in this room as well. And it's 7 o'clock, then when they meet. And they always meet on the first Friday of the month. And the big information that I would say that they shared with me is, and I don't know if you are aware about the Friends organization, but every year they have their annual meeting of the Friends, and it takes place in the fall. And what happens is it's always at a different location. Okay, so this past fall, it took the actual meeting itself took place on October 26th. And the location this year was in South Hadley. Okay, and a couple of years back it was Chicopee. Just made life easier. But Friends come from all over the state. It's the Massachusetts Friends of the Library. so there's people from the Cape, the Boston area. It's a big group that shows up. And of course, it's basically they have guest speakers, keynote speakers, some from the MBLC, some, of course, from the Massachusetts Friends of the Library. And, it's a time where they share like some of what they've been doing since the last time probably they met, and they make, share ideas. So what also happens at this particular meeting is that they always have an award for a friends group that comes up with some kind of new creative idea for fundraisers.
Oh.
Yeah, and what happens is the winner of the winning library group, they actually receive money.
That's good.
Yeah, and the library also gets some money too, and they do a plaque and they make it all.
Nice.
Yeah, so we did not make it this year, but we have one in the past when the baskets.
Oh, yeah, the raffle baskets.
Was like a new idea.
But the golf, that golf thing.
Yeah. So what happens is I just wanted to let you know that, it's something that is a part of being a part of the Friends. We had two individuals who went to that meeting, and that was Laura Palmer and Ann Pinnell Semeny.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so it just was... to me, that was the big item of the night. The library, the big winner of the library for this year, the Donna Foreign Award winners for 2019 was the Friends of the Millville Public Library. And so anyways, I'm not going to go into the detail of what they had for a creative project, and it worked out quite well for them. But I will.
A mystery dinner theater?
No. But I will. I will email you so you can read the different ideas that got recognition that day, because they are kind of cute. Stuff that.
So where does the prize money come from? The board of directors?
I'm sorry?
Where does the prize money come from? The
Prize money come?
well, if you win, so
Well, you do know that the Friends have to pay like an annual dues
didn't know
to
that.
the Massachusetts Friends
so
of the
probably
Library.
comes from that.
So my assumption is,
I didn't know they had to pay. So.
so yeah, there's a couple of I'll call it associations where they pay dues to. And what happens, you get newsletters as well for being a part of
Of that.
Yeah, yep. So anyways, so that's as far as to let you know about what's going on with the Friends there. Also, just to let you know a little bit, let me see here. Okay. I wanted to let you know their contributions for the month of October. This is just for the month of October. There was 3 adult programs that totaled $725 that the Friends supported. There was $300 for the children's programs, and there was 2 programs that they supported. And then they helped with the teen program. The teen program was another 2 programs, and that was like $425. And you can understand this gift. If working in the children's area, you know how busy that is. So they did help to purchase a new area rug
Oh,
for,
good.
for
Boy,
the
was that
for the
convenient.
children's room. So they're very good to the library and tries to meet the needs. Each group I noticed, each group, adults, children's, teens, there was always some type of creative writing program or workshop that they supported financially. So anyway, so they're try to do their best to help out in the community and the programs
They're a
that are
wonderful group.
able to offer to everybody if interested. Let me see. I don't have any trustees updates. Let's see. And then I was going back to the master plan. I was thinking of what that jolted another idea in my brain, and I was hoping that come next month, Layla, if you wouldn't mind putting like the list of grants on the agenda, so that you can explain, to just give an overall to like our new members
Sure.
who don't understand the strategic plan that evolved 2 years ago, when what that opens the doors to. I'm not looking for like this year or no, so just
Sure.
a general.
Yep.
Okay, so I just didn't want to, I know it starts, or they start talking about it around this time of year. And when I say they, I'm referring to the MBLC. Okay. Other than that, I don't see anything else. Does anybody here at this table have anything they would like to share? Would our guests like to ask question?
You're good, Jen?
Questions. Actually, are there any other issues that are going on? Because I'm donating my time to the library as a student volunteer.
Okay.
And I was wondering if there's any, because as part of my member badge, I need to identify an issue and then I need to further elaborate on it. I wrote some down, but I was wondering if there's any more issues that you discussed about.
That's a good one.
Good question.
Well, with the policy that we're going to be working on, as we were talking about earlier at a different meeting, which you didn't hear about, was that we do need to update the policies regarding vaping and e-cigarettes. So that's something that we need to address as a board to make sure that the policies that we work on are updated with different problems that we have here at, libraries in general. And, the research that we do in looking at other libraries, that always helps out in order for us to form our policy to work around it. So that's something that we're constantly struggling to.
Okay.
Through the chair, may I ask Jack a question?
Sure.
Of course.
Jack, I was just wondering if you had any thoughts about anything that the library isn't doing to meet certain needs of
Is it
kids,
doing-
or
Well, for one, this is a wonderful library. I really like it. But anything that they wouldn't be needing, I can't really think of anything. I mean, you do a really good job at having people make sure they have a nice time here, that they don't get interrupted by people.
and you feel safe?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So
that's good
that's
input. Thank
compliments
you.
to the staff.
We're happy to hear.
Yes.
Make sure that the staff is aware of that we have a happy patron,
And the director.
and the director. And
So that's really nice to hear. Thank you for sharing that.
Problem.
If you think of anything
Yeah.
that we should, or that you think would be a good thing to do, that you
I
could
bring it up. Yes.
definitely bring it up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We like to hear any kinds of new ideas.
Yes.
We like to be on the cutting edge, Jen.
Yeah. Innovative, so forth.
And a lot of times it's, you're the kids are the closest to that. So, and sometimes they don't think they can say things, but we appreciate it if you do. So thank you.
Thank you for visiting.
All right. Well, if there's nothing further to discuss, your homework assignment.
Read those things. You should put them there for a reason.
Oh, yeah, look at that, all those
been a
library, those
a
library
couple weeks,
behavior
so sorry.
policies, so we can have a good discussion the next time we meet.
Yes.
Okay? That'd be great.
We hear you.
So, all right. So I need a motion to, before we do that, I just wanted to announce that our next meeting is Wednesday, December 18th at 6 p.m. Now we need a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second the motion.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Meeting adjourned.